Hiya. Right, hopefully, third time lucky. My mind is not on what I'm doing at the moment at all. Right, easiest Christmas card ever, and cute. I think it's cute. I hope you do too. It would actually be good to do with kids. Decorative or normal scissors, pinking shears, whatever. Optional is some additional acrylic paints, shiny, stickles, some kind of glitter, star punch or a cut-out star, palette knife, brushes, pens, glue, ink if you want to ink, pieces of scrap paper, a double-sided piece of paper, and a piece of scrapbook paper, card, whatever you want for your background that will fit on your card. And what I did was just to scrape some white paint on like this, just to tone down the middle and just to push the picture, you know, the garlands on it away a bit, but to still be able to see that it's Christmassy. I did it thicker. Sorry, you probably can't hear me over it scraping. I did it thicker in the centre, thicker application in the centre than I did anywhere else on it, and didn't really do the edges. I just kept doing that until I was satisfied with how it looked, until it looked like this. And then I went round with a sponge with a bit of ink pad on. You could also do that with a watercolour. It doesn't have to be black, obviously. Whatever colour, you know, matches your card or that you fancy. It just covers that up and just smudges in a bit just to finish it off, to make it look a lot better than that. You see, there's quite a difference. That looks way more finished. Especially when you have it up against the card, it does. Right. I think I might stamp on this side of my paper. I'll stamp it off on that first, and then, because I know they're totally different colours, but I just want a bit more interest in one of the sides. So it's about that much. I don't want perfect stamp. I just want to like a little bit of noise, if you will. It's a lovely stamp, is this one. I'm really pleased with it. And it looks particularly good with day-glow colours underneath it. I'll just see if I can get a bit more off. Sorry, I'm trying to cut down on the amounts of clips that Mick has to edit together. He's got to turn each one upside down and put fades before and after and transitions, and you've got to put in how long you want the transition to be and what kind of transition. And it's a lot of work for him. So I'm trying to get a bit more organised. Right. So let me just give that a quick shot with the heat tool. Right. What I need to do is make that into a circle-ish. If you need to fold it or draw on, but it really doesn't have to be a perfect circle. As you're about to see, more of a squarecle. Okay. And if you need to draw this bit on, then do so. It's just like rolled rose. If you know what one of them is, then you'll be familiar with doing this. And then that's better. So what you're doing is drawing a line on this like a snail shell. You don't have to draw the line, it's just easier for me to show you what I'm doing. I hope you can see that there. Now when you cut, you need to cut to this side of the line, so the line stays on this bit, the inside of the curve. If you miss, you know, you just have to be careful rubbing it out. Too straight there, but it doesn't matter. And I'm up the wrong side of the line, so we'll have to rub that out. These scissors have seen better days. Okay. Set any marks on this outer bit from your pencil. Now's the time to get rid of them. You pin it down and go outwards. Any marks this side, don't worry about it. Okay. Right. Decide what colour you want the bottom, which will be the back of the tree, as such, you'll understand. Oh, sorry, this ungainly bit here, where you started to go into the circle, just trim that round so that's the same thickness. I don't know what colour I want the bottom. I think purple. So don't make these creases too permanent at the moment, but you'll have to cut that like that, so out a little bit. Sorry, it's an alarm for something on eBay. Yeah, that'll have to be cut this way. Don't make these creases too creased at this moment in time, because you might have to just jiggle things a little bit. I'll cut that there, yeah. So just sort of fold it over so it stays, don't hammer it down. And then bear in mind that I'll fold that back, then you can see where we're going. Like that. Then just out a tiny little bit and fold it back like that, and come to cover this little end bit here, and then just crease it. I found if I crease it at the top there for definite, it sort of stays. And then out a little bit, and angle it so that's where I accidentally snipped into it a little bit. Angle it, see you've got from that angle where you can just see a little bit of purple all the way up to that, but then your tree will start bending. So that's why I said don't crease. You know, you might want to adjust it a little bit, and just keep going backwards and forwards, making sure that it's covered up at this side, covered up at this side. Flip-flopping it over. Now I could chop that off like that and make it a green top, or I might be able to just sneak a purple layer. No, it'll have to be a green top. So fold it like that. Just make sure, if you hold it down with a pencil or something, then you can proper look at it, because it sort of springs about a bit. So you can have a proper look and see if you like the shape. Make sure it's not like it is, there's a gap here. Make sure it's not, you know, lopsided too much. You want it a little bit quirky, but not crazily quirky, I suppose. Right, and I'll just trim that off. Right, where's it gone? Sorry, I'm not breathing right good today. What I'm going to do is just black the edges that you can see up. And if you're going to do this, it looks alright as it is, but if you're going to do this, it just finishes it off nicely, makes it stand out a bit more, and there's another step you can do, and this acts as a guideline for that step. Oh, I hope you're all well and doing arty things. I'm getting lots of art and crafts and whatever else you're doing done. Right, just let me hit that with the dryer right quick. Oh, more ink all over me. Also warming up my hands too. It's blooming freezing. It's like trying to work with somebody else's hands when they're this cold. Right. When you open it out, you'll notice that from one side, obviously, every other section has a dark edge. So, what I've been doing is using these, and what happens is this is violet paint with blue mica, this one's green paint with blue mica, and where the black is on the edge you see the colour of the mica, not the colour of the paint, and it looks really pretty. So if you're going to do this, what you do is, and this goes for any kind of shading, if you're trying to shade things and you're not very good at shading, you know, you haven't done a lot of it or something, if you get your brush, get some water in it, and I obviously want darker there, i.e. more paint there, and then it to fade out upwards towards me. is going to be that way up, so it's dark edge and then fading out. So I put water, just plain water, just above where I want the paint. Well, on the step where I want it to start fading out, and then lovely. Pick up some paint, make sure I've still got water in my brush, pick up some paint, and then when you put it on, what happens is, because your paint's on your tip of your brush, that's the tip, this is the heel, as you do it, because you've still got water in the heel of your brush, but you've got paint in the tip of your brush, it does the blending for you. So you end up with more paint away from you, less paint to you, if you're painting in this position. Obviously if you turn your brush around you're not, but it gives you a lovely, lovely gradient. You see the colour of the marker, it'll look more when it's dry, blue. I'll just put a little bit more on. And if you're worried about doing this because you think, oh, I might get some on the wrong piece, don't, because this piece is at the back, and when you come on this round, if you accidentally get some, hang on, let me find a piece. Right, if I'm doing this bit here that's got the dark edge and I accidentally get some on this bit here, it's okay, because this bit here is being covered up. As long as you don't go slopping around with a yard brush, you'll be alright. So that's the first section. Then the next dark edge is this bit. So again, load the brush up with water, make sure there's water there for it to spread out into, pick it up, make sure there's still water in the brush by, I call it back heeling it. If you've got a bead of water, you dip the back of the brush in the water, and then when you approach the paper and start putting it on the paper, it feeds the paint off. And if that accidentally lands on this side, just don't worry about it, because it's covered up or on the back. You don't want to get it on this side where the black is. That's the only place that you really don't want to get it. Right, next place along there. Right, I will stop saying right every 2 seconds. I'll finish this, flip it over, do the other side, exactly the same, but in the opposite, you know, I'll be doing this bit, but on the opposite side with the pink coloured paint. And then I'll start recording again. But it's pointless you sitting there watching me do this again and again. Right, so that's all done and dried. And now to glue it. Well, tack it together. You don't need to put too much glue on at this stage. It's better if you don't, just for this stage. What I do is this will take forever to come out, and then it won't stop oozing out even if it's the right way up. Just put a little bit in the centre. Just fold that back and make sure that when that's down it covers that end up. Okay. Little bit in the centre. Just a tiny little smear. Because if you do this and you decide that you really don't like it when it's together, it means that you can pull it back up, and if it tears a little bit, it's only going to tear the bit that you can't see. It's a bit low down and in the wrong place. I'm going to put a few little dots of glue around there because that's going to get folded over anyway. Hang on, that's gone wrong. Like that. That's better. And then that fold over and that fold over. Isn't that pretty? And I wouldn't glue these down. I think they look pretty. I know they're going to get squished a bit in envelope, but they'll still have, look at the colour, I'm covered in paint and ink and all sorts. They'll still have a little bit of bounce. Right, the angle of that's wrong. It needs to be that angle, like that. So I need to put a bit of ink on there. It's these little crumbs that spread ink all over the show. And because it'll bug me if I don't do it, and it only takes a second to do. There we go. Just made a bit of that paint on there. Did you see what I mean about the colours of the mica popping? It's got a similar coloured mica in both of them, so it's different enough but matches enough. Bluey blue and a purpley blue. It's really pretty, that. Right, the trunk. I don't really have any brown scrap paper at the moment that I can lay my hands on. And if I'm cutting out something like this, I just jiggle a right little bit just to make it not perfect. So it's like that. Just a tiny bit of jiggle and wonkiness. Black down the edges, and because it's only a card, I'm not bothered about using Sharpie on it. And then if you do semicircle-y marks, it'll indicate that what you're looking at is round. Make it a bit darker at the top where it's going to go up under, and then because I've no brown scrap paper, just paint it brown. Need a piece of scrap paper for the underneath the box plant pot thing. What colour? A bit clashy. Looks a bit like a wicker basket. What else have I got? Bit bright. I'm going to end up using that other piece of paper again. Probably. Yeah. I've been making them slightly higher at one side than the other, just to give it that sort of wonky charm. do with just a little bit more interest on that. Right. Black just to cover the core of the paper. Make it look finished, give it an edge. Sort of makes it cartoony. And then a bit of black smudging on the edges especially, and that'll give it a rounded shape again. Like that. Makes it look like it's coming out. You can either push your trunk up inside your first layer or put it behind. It's completely up to you, obviously. It's your twee, and however long you want your trunk to be, just whatever looks right, however big your card is. You can put, obviously, a star on top. I did one with, there's a gold one. Or somewhere there's one with stickles. Don't know where the stickle one's gone. Looks like I've lost the one with stickles on. Oh no, it's there. It's got turquoise stickles on. I think it needs a couple more layers. And that's just a little stamp that I've got that says greetings. I don't know if I like that on there. I'd put an edge round the card like I have round the piece of paper. I'd put an edge round the card. Like that. Or gold star and gold around the basket. Glitter glue. If you don't have the scissors that do this, this is the first one that I actually did to see if it would work. Just, you know, normal cut scissors. It works quite sweet, I think. That's like the opposite one to the one that I've just done. They turn out different each time. And the other one that I did, which I like too, is that one. There's green paper on both sides. That's the same paper, just green on both sides, and that was the green gold of that paint, and that's just glitter glue, gold glitter glue, edged in. And that one was green paint, silver paint, and gold and silver glitter glue. But you can put bling trimmings on it, paper punch trimmings, you know, just normal paper punch, different size. If it's not going through it post, you could put beads on it. You could make them look, you know, all sorts of different. Oh, there you go. Hope you found it useful. Please share it. It really does make a difference. It means the world to me. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us what you think. Do it with some kids. I think it's one that kids could do. You know, just the folding and stuff. You have to cut it out for young kids. But the folding and decorating afterwards, I'm sure they can do. I don't mean this, you know, well, it depends on the kid's ability, but like putting beads on, gluing stuff on. It'd be good fun to do with kids. Right, thanks for watching. Bye. P.S. When you glue it down, I'd put the glue sort of in this bit, just keep away from the very outer edges, just so you're not flattening it down too much, but so it is well stuck down. You could even use double-sided tape, I suppose. Alright, thanks, bye.